someone sent me it was funny, I was just looking through my phone, and someone sent me a thing that says pretty much that life can be complicated when it's really simple. And a lot of the things that we go through, a lot of the things that we find ourselves frustrated with, a lot of the things that we find ourselves making bigger than what it really is, can be really simple, can it?
Most of the time.
How? How can they really be simple when this very thing is really affecting me? Because I'm throwing off about it. And I have not found any acceptance about it. And so, how do I realize that it can be really simple?
Change the way we look at it.
Whoa. Change the way we look at it. You mean maybe look at it from the other person's perspective? That's foreign to us, ain't it?
Yeah.
Because remember, as addicts, we're what? We're selfish, self-centered, self-seeking, all them other selves. Self-propulsion. We just caught up in self because in order to use the way we use, you got to be selfish. You got to be selfish to say and know that my check needs to make it to the house, but yet I'm going to spend it on what I want to spend it on. Huh? And so that concept don't register with us, does it? To look at it from someone else's perspective. To see how maybe this is going to affect someone else. All we see is a mountain, don't we? Huh? And in fact, it is really a molehill. What else? How else can we stop making these simple things so complicated in our life?
Have an open mind about the situation.
Have an open mind about it. Yeah.
Do nothing.
One of the three indispensables. Explain that, do nothing.
When in doubt, do nothing.
Focus on that.
If there's something that I think I need to do to change something, if something doesn't suit me or I think I need to do something that will make it right, stop and think, take a pause, think it through, and do nothing. If I do nothing, most of the time it's going to work out exactly the way it should.
Do nothing.
When in
Just
doubt,
kind of, but then that means that I ain't doing nothing about the problem.
the problem will resolve itself without my help.
The problem will resolve itself without my help. Wow. Y'all are helping me. Wow. The problem will resolve, because we think not doing anything is not doing anything right. And sometimes Stanley is right. The fact that if I don't do nothing, most of the time, it works itself out. I found out that every problem in every situation don't require me to fix it. But I'm a fixer. So I got to put my hand in it. And God has said, I already got mine in it. And we can't have two hands in the same bowl. But he's so slow. And he don't always go the way I think he ought to go. Let me put my hand in it. What's another one? I had another thought, but I lost it. What's another way, maybe? How we can stop making mountains out of molehills and things that are really simple, complicated.
Run by somebody.
Ooh, that was it. That was my thought. Maybe, just maybe, I need someone else's opinion about the very thing that I'm finding complicated in my life. Or the very thing that I'm finding complicated right now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to run it by somebody and I'll realize with an open mind and looking at it from a different perspective that it really is not that bad. But you remember what we talked about when we stay up here? Remember that thing I read off my phone? That when I stay in my head too long, I'll create a problem that wasn't even there. When I go to thinking, I'll create a problem that wasn't even there. Ain't that something? Huh? And we miss it. We make it worse. I know for me, I make it worse. it don't be that bad, and I go to thinking, I go to put my hand in it, I get selfish about it, and you know what? I mess it up even worse. Then I'm somewhere sitting in the corner trying to figure out what happened. Fool, you tried to fix it. God didn't want it fixed. Sometimes we try to fix problems that we need to stay in a little longer to get the full lesson that's in it. But remember, anything that causes us pain, we want it gone immediately. You remember the other day we were talking about, I guess that was Bible study, how long problems last or seasons last. We never really know how long they last because we go mess it up before the season even gets started. You know that? Not realizing that the season was only going to last a week. That the season was only going to last a day or maybe a year. And you know what? We find ourselves 10 years later still in the same season. Any other ideas about it?
I think just wise suggestions, suggestions of others, same thing as opinions, I guess.
Yeah. Taking somebody else's suggestions. In recovery, we call them some damn well betters. You know what I'm saying? I suggest you do. Yeah, that's probably one of them ones you better do. You know? It ain't really a suggestion. It's one of them. Because when you think about what they're asking me to do, go to a meeting. That ain't really a suggestion, is it? They ain't really suggesting, No, that's one of them. You might want to get on that one right now. Go sit down somewhere. You might want to get on that one right now. Because if I don't, I'm going to mess it up. And it's going to get worse, ain't it?